What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated, 3-division world champion, former 2-time Olympic gold medalist, undisputed middleweight world champion, who is on the verge of making history March 5th, as she will be taking on Maria-Eve Dicaire in another undisputed bout. So she will be undisputed at 160 and at 154. This is none other than Claressa T-Rex Shields, superstar boxer. She has an interesting take regarding former unified WBC, WBA, welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, Keith one-time Thurman. Claressa Shields is 25 years old. She has a resume right now, 10 wins, two wins by way of knockout. She stands at 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach. And like I said, her resume runs very, very deep. Okay, it speaks for itself in the sport of boxing. With that said, Claressa Shields, she says when it comes to Keith one-time Thurman, that he don't have nothing on her, and she feels like she could beat Keith Thurman, right? She says, I would beat his brain, right? And she says, Keith Thurman ain't got nothing on me. I'm paraphrasing, okay? Now, obviously, Keith Thurman is a male and she's a female. So, obviously, there'll never be any true way to tell who's better, okay? Now, Claressa Shields, she's trying to make, a case that women should be included in, the same conversation in the same breath as the men are, okay? She's saying that women should be fighting. Currently, they fight 2-minute rounds. She's saying that they should fight 3-minute rounds, just like the men. She's saying that she's making a case to say that women should get paid equal pay, just like the men do. She's headlining an all-women's pay-per-view card March 5th. Okay, with that said, Keith Thurman is 29 wins, 1 loss, 22 wins by way of knockout. Keith Thurman is currently standing at 5'7", or nearly 5'8", with a 69-inch arm reach. He's currently inactive. Okay, the last time we saw Keith Thurman in the ring was back in July of 2019 when he lost to legendary 8-division world champion, Filipino iconic superstar boxer Manny Pacquiao. Okay, with that said, Keith Thurman is a superstar within the sport of boxing, to say the very least. Keith Thurman is very versatile. He's one of the greatest boxers today's time, okay, for his era. No doubt about it. He has a deep resume. He's 32 years of age. He beat the likes of Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, okay? He's been in the ring with Manny Pacquiao. In the first half of the fight, Manny Pacquiao clearly won the first half of the fight. But Keith Thurman, he fought to a split decision. He was dropped in the fight. He was hurt bad in the 10th, 11th round. Looked like Manny Pacquiao was on the verge of stopping him to the body, Keith Thurman, he closed the gap, right? He ended up being a split decision to Manny Pacquiao. So it wasn't, his talent showed in the fight that he could keep up with Manny Pacquiao. Now, obviously, he's significantly younger than Manny Pacquiao, but his talent shows, okay? I believe that, Claressa Shields at this point in time, of course, she's confident in her skill set. She's confident that, she could beat anybody. She's in the combat sport business, so she's supposed to be confident. She's a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. She's on the verge. She's the fastest boxer, male or female, to become a 3-division world champion. She's already undisputed. She's on the verge, March 5th, as I stated, becoming undisputed once again. So she'll be undisputed in 2 different weight classes. That's historic, okay? She's, on a historic run. Her career, her accomplishments speak for itself. But to be able to compete with Keith Thurman, a male that is has a lot of power. Keith Thurman's very versatile. Keith Thurman, has a high ring IQ. Now, everybody may not be in favor with Keith Thurman, the person outside of the ring, which is, to me, is a great person, right? He's a good guy. He's never, I don't know anything bad you can say about Keith Thurman other than people say, well, you avoided Errol Spence, undefeated unified WBC, IBF welterweight world champion superstar boxer. Yes, he did. And he had a reason that his reasoning for not fighting and taking the Errol Spence fight was due to the fact that Keith Thurman, he stated that he thought that that was his Manny Pacquiao Floyd Mayweather fight for his career. That's the trajectory he saw himself and Errol Spence coming on to be his super fight. Okay, it didn't pan out that way. Obviously, injuries started to play a part. Then Keith Thurman lost to Manny Pacquiao. He's inactive. He's had these, hiatuses in between his career, 2 years, 1 year, months. Right now, like I said, last time we saw him in the ring was 2 years ago against Manny Pacquiao. Okay, so obviously we're dealing with a global pandemic, but Keith Thurman, inactivity has been his middle name moving forward. Okay, he stated that now he wants to fight multiple times in 2021. He wants to get active. His hunger came back. His injuries have healed, and he wants to regain. His status. He was one point in time considered the best welterweight in the world. Okay, so Keith Thurman is a great fighter for his era. Keith Thurman is on the verge of going into the Hall of Fame. Keith Thurman has achieved some great things in the sport of boxing, and he's still young. He's still the sky's the limits, right? He's if he becomes a world champion again, there's big fights on the horizon for Keith Thurman. He's still a big name in the sport of boxing, so he can make a statement moving forward. Okay, as far as competitive wise, we have to deal in reality. This is not to say that women cannot compete with men, because they absolutely can compete with men. But it's a different physical level. It just is physics. Okay. The truth of the matter is that Keith Thurman is a male. He's bigger. He's stronger. He's faster. You understand, and he has the same level of ring IQ as Karlessa Shields. So it's truly no way to judge it, right? And like I said, I understand that Karlessa Shields, she's looking to make a name and make a case for women. She's trying to put women's boxing, athletics overall in the same light as men. You understand? You have some women, like you have Serena Williams. She's considered the greatest tennis player, male or female, in the history of the sport of tennis. But there's people that would make an argument that the males, Roger Federer and Nadal, they're better than, Serena Williams because the physics, okay? But you can make a case. And then you have female basketball, the WNBA, okay? There's limitations physically that there's not same physical limitations in the NBA, okay? If you Shaq, there's no way a female basketball player can ever compete with Shaq or Michael Jordan. You understand? Or LeBron James. Just physics. At 6'8" and 260 pounds, LeBron James, or 7'1" and 325 pounds, and 6'6" and 225 pounds of Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Shaquille O'Neal. Physically, their status, their strength, naturally, they're stronger, bigger, and faster. So with that said, physically, yes, Karlessa Shields is very strong. Karlessa Shields has a high ring IQ. Karlessa Shields has a very technical. Karlessa Shields is a great boxer. Is there some male boxers that she can compete with? Absolutely. But the upper echelon in the male boxing world, it's just not realistic to believe that she can physically beat Keith Thurman. Like I said, I believe that she's looking to, make a case for the female boxing. And I do believe that female boxing should be considered on the same level as the male boxers to a degree, right? As far as I don't understand why it's 2-minute rounds. They stated that, there was scientific proof that the female brain and the male brain, is different. The amount of physical abuse their body can take is completely different. So that's why they have only 2-minute rounds to 3-minute rounds. Okay. Shortens the fight. And as far as the pay goes, there's not a lot of highlights. There's not a lot of knockouts on the same level. There's a lot of hardcore boxing fans love female boxing because it's a lot of technical boxing going on. Like myself, I love a technical boxer. That's what I always favor. My favorite fighters in history are Floyd Mayweather, technical boxer. Juan Manuel Marquez, technical boxer. Sugar Ray Leonard, technical boxer. Now he was a dog. Larry Holmes, beautiful jab, probably the greatest jab in the history of the sport of boxing. Muhammad Ali, Pernell Whitaker. Those are my personal favorite boxers. So that's why I'm personally drawn to women's boxing, because it's a lot of technical boxing going on. With that said, it's not. We saw Oscar Valdez, Miguel Berchelt. Okay, you're not gonna get a lot of that in female boxing. Now, a lot of knockouts, contrary to popular belief, there's not a lot of knockouts that take place within the male boxing as well. But there is a lot more action that takes place in male boxing. Okay, so you don't always get highlight reels in male boxing. Is you get a lot more than in female boxing. Is few and far in between. Okay, so we got Oscar Valdez, Miguel Berchelt. That's probably a fight of the year type of fight. You had Gervonta Tank Davis, Leo Santa Cruz knockout. You understand? So these come in bunches, okay, compared to the female. So the excitement of the male boxer and the female boxer is different. You understand? But the technical ability, you cannot take anything from it. And as far as the pay, I believe that they should get the same amount of pay as the male boxers, due to the fact that they still put their life on the line every time they step through the ropes for entertainment value. Okay, and so I do believe there should be equal pay. The rounds, as far as the rules should be equal as well. Okay, in the NBA and the WNBA, the rules are different as well. Okay, I believe that in the WNBA they still have 2 halves, and the NBA have 4 quarters. The WNBA rules are more, catered towards the college basketball than it is the actual NBA. So, there's just a difference, and I do agree that this should be equal. Claressa Shields, with her accomplishments, and that do need to be, highlighted. Okay, that does need to be, recognized, and the fact that they can't get major cards, is an issue as well. You understand? They should be headlining pay-per-view cards. There's big fights to be made in the sport of boxing, so we have to see how that plays out moving forward. I'm in agreement with that. But as far as Claressa Shields being able to beat Keith Thurman, I don't know what kind of underlying issues they have, but she clearly made it very clear that Keith Thurman can't mess with her. So let's see how this plays out and unfolds. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.